Hi, today I'm going to be walking you through some of the ways that I try to keep myself organized as I begin this dissertation process for my PhD. I'm still in the coursework portion, but I am reading as much as I can on my possible topic so I can be better prepared to actually write. So I'm going to walk you through how I use GoodNotes 5 to try to annotate my notes and keep track of things. And I'll also showcase how I track my reading in Google Sheets and some ways that I keep track of the notes and synthesize the information when I'm done reading. So inside GoodNotes 5, you're able to use the grid view to look at either all of the pages of the notebook or to look at pages that you have favorited. And I have chosen to favorite the first page of every article or book chapter or entire ebook that I've read or will read towards my topic. So I have separated it by courses. In my first PhD course in the winter of 2019-2020, I read 8 articles, mostly empirical work. So I separated those first 8 from the next 25 to 30 that I read for my theoretical research, and then separating it from what I'm currently reading or have read this summer to what I will read in the future. And I'm trying to read a mixture of theoretical work and empirical work. My topic is most likely going to gear towards some sort of science education, whether it's pre-service teachers or in-service teachers and their professional development. So that's where I'm going to focus the majority of my reading. I still have not decided on a complete theory yet. So I love GoodNotes 5 because I'm able to highlight and annotate my notes, and then I'm able to favorite pages as I go. So in that particular case that I just showed, I wanted to favorite the theoretical framework page of that particular article because maybe I want to research more on that theorist, or it's important for my paper that I'm writing. I like that because then I'm able to reference specific pages in an article easily. However, it is difficult when you start with as many articles as I have read to keep track of where the articles begin. So that's where I mostly just favorite the first page. And then going to the thumbnail view, I can see every page that I have annotated or read. And there's many pages that I haven't highlighted because I've read them before I got the iPad Pro. I've tried to use a highlighting coding system. So you can see here I have yellow for researchers and authors of works that have been cited, green for just general notes in this case, and a blue for things that stand out. Each article is a different color scheme, but I try to do the same thing. Yellow for researchers, and then a color for notes for that particular article, and then another color for things that stand out. I have almost 1,500 pages in this notebook alone, so it's getting quite big, and it's only going to continue to grow. What's great about the topic I'm doing is that you can find some books for free as PDFs through the National Research Council. So I have an entire book in the first part of this little notebook inside of GoodNotes. And that's why you see so many pages without any annotation, because I have read it in a physical copy during the winter semester. You can also see I have other articles ready to go for the rest of the summer, PDFs and whatnot. I can always add more notes here, but I like to use a different notebook instead. I also use Google Sheets to show how I annotate and keep track of my readings. So of course now it's sideways instead of vertical. So I apologize you're reading upside down or sideways. But what I do is I keep the APA citation in one column, and I try to separate it as if I were to copy and paste into a Word document. So it does take 3 or 4 cells for each article. After that, I then have types of reference. So I differentiate between journal, a journal article that is more of a literature review, a journal article that's an editorial piece, a book chapter, a website, a dissertation, anything like that. I try to differentiate so I can know as I'm citing why it is that citation. I then also have the type of article, so if it's an empirical work, a background piece, or a theoretical work. Then I coded between the themes or topics of the articles. So I read a lot on transformative learning theory, so you'll see a lot of green in a row from that course. Then you see informal and incidental learning or general learning theories, the next gen standards, professional development of teachers, how programs work, how teachers need to improve on Ph.D, the type of Ph.D they go to, anything like that. And then I also have a topic on pre-service teachers or preparation programs, what colleges and universities are expected to do, and analyzing those programs and the effectiveness of them. And then today I added a new column on expectancy value theory. So as I continue to read and find topics I'm interested in reading more about, I will add more columns and code appropriately. Sometimes an article may fit more than one topic, and that's great. It'll show me where I can use that author's work in more than one spot when I get to my literature review or as I begin to write more chapters for my dissertation. I also color code the citations. The bright yellow shows something that I'm going to read and have just written citations of. The bright green is something I'm currently reading. Then I have slightly darker or lighter colored yellows for things that I have read but have not written synthesis notes on. And then the white boxes for the citation page are things that I have read already and have done the synthesis notes for. So I have a lot of different color coding systems, and at the end, when I get to my actual writing of the dissertation, this citation piece will be completely white. The cells will be white, and the only colors that will remain will be empirical background or theoretical, the type of reference, and then green X's for what categories those articles fall into. So as you can see, I have separated by my courses when I read them, articles I've synthesized, articles I have not synthesized, articles I will read and are currently reading. The last piece that I want to showcase today in this video is another notebook inside of GoodNotes 5 that I use for my synthesis notes. I actually write these inside of Google Docs, where I started to do that for my theoretical research course. And each of my synthesis notes contains the APA citation, a summary of the author's argument. I also have quotes from the article that I may want to use with page numbers of where those quotes can be found, as well as a synthesis of either how it can help me in the future or how it relates to other things that I have read. And I will continue to write these in Google Docs and then export them into my GoodNotes notebook so that I can annotate them further by highlighting key points, circling and highlighting things that make sense, adding notes to the bottom, things like that, which should hopefully help make the dissertation writing piece much easier in the future. And you can see I've read numerous things, and they're all right there in one notebook. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bye.